Good morning, students. Here we are again, yet another chapter, which is the magical picture. It's 11th chapter of our Raintree book. So let's get started. Some fantasy stories are all about magical things discovered in the ordinary world around us. Means there are so many fantasy stories we had created in our childhood, and of course, every child is having his or her own imagination stories. Okay, a wild imagination is the key of great fantasy. Take a look of these everyday objects and work in a pair. Means it's an activity, means you have to look at pictures and you have to create your imaginative magical story. So this story, as the name suggests, it's a all about fantasy imagination. Okay, let's get started with the introduction. Narnia is the name of siblings Edmund and Lucy's own private and secret country. There are two main characters are here, Edmund and Lucy, and they were siblings, means brother and sister. Those are having blood relationship, brother and sisters called as a sibling. Okay, Narnia means they also have a secret country, and the name of that country is Narnia. So let's most of us has a secret country, but most of us it is only an imaginary country. Edmund and Lucy were luckier in that respect. Their secret country was real. They had already visited it twice, not in a game but or dream, but in the reality. They had got there, of course, by magic, which is the only way to getting to the Narnia. Means two characters are here, Edmund and Lucy, and they both were having their secret country. Sorry, imaginary, and it was of course an imaginary country, but and all of us are having imaginary country, but they were lucky. Edmund and Lucy were lucky because their imaginative country was real. The secret country was real, and they had already visited it twice. What is the meaning of twice? Two times. They already visited that country, that Narnia, two times before, not in a game but in reality. They got there, of course. If we are having some imaginative country, we want to go there, a dreamful country, so we have some magical tricks or some ideas that then only we can reach our imaginative country. So they both were uh, having the knowledge of magic. Okay, here Edmund and Lucy are spending the summer with their cousin Eustace. So yes, here you have to concentrate on the pronunciation of the third character, Eustace. What is the pronunciation? Eustace. But they miss Narnia and spend most of their time staring at the picture. What is the meaning of staring? Staring at the picture on the wall, a picture of Narnian ship. Cousin Eustace does not believe in either magic or Narnia, but when he takes a closer look at the picture, he may have to change his mind. So it's really, we can say that it's a really a very interesting story. And let us read what is the in the in the second paragraph, its explanation is there. Means story begins with Edmund and Lucy were spending their holidays, summer holidays, with their cousin Eustace, but they miss now because holidays were there, so they miss Narnia. And because and most of their time staring at the picture. Staring means constantly they both were looking at the picture which was hanging on the wall of their room, and it was the picture of the Narnian ship. A ship belongs to the Narnia is called as the Narnian ship. But the cousin Eustace does not believe in magic or these type of things. But as the story started, so slowly he changed his mind and he believed in all the magic tricks. Okay, it's a very interesting story, so start now. The thing is, in the picture were moving. When they both were staring at the picture, the things which present in that picture were moving actually, because I told you the picture was the Narnian ship. So what was moving? The ship was moving actually. Down went the of the ship. What is the meaning of the pro? Pro means, sorry, प्रो मीन्स द फ्रंट पार्ट ऑफ द शिप. द बिल्कुल जो आगे का पार्ट होता है, द फ्रंट पार्ट ऑफ द शिप इज नोन एज द प्रो. सो एज द वेव्स कम forward, the front part of the ship goes down and it sprinkles the water, and that water, these three children were felt on their faces actually. Means they, when they staring at the picture, when they staring the picture constantly, the ship was moving, the Narnian ship was moving, and the pro part goes down, and it sprinkles water on the faces of these three children. It was like a spray, sea spray, then went up the wave behind her. Okay. Yes, her turn. Who refers here her? Her is that Narnian ship. As the non-living thing gives some name, so it behaves like a human being. So we can use the pronoun he, she, her, his like these. So her refers here as the Narnian ship. Okay. Her stern. So now what is the meaning of stern? Stern is the back part. The back of the ship, the back of the ship, the back part of the ship is called as the stern. And what is the deck here? Deck is here is the flat part on which we can sit, we can move, that is the deck. So what is how the story continued here? Her stern means the ship's back part and the deck became visible for the first time and then disappeared as the next wave come to meet her. At the same moment, an exercise book which had been laying on the bed beside Edmund flapped. Means they what is the setup here? They three childrens were sitting on a bed, there was a book also, and the book's pages were flapped continuously, rose the and sailed through the air and wall behind him. Lucy felt all her hair whipping round her face as it does on the windy day. And this was a windy day, but the wind was blowing out of the picture towards them. Now what was the magical thing happened there? Means they felt the spring water on their faces, and they also felt the strong wind which moving the pages of the that book that was laying, that was kept on the bed, that was laying on the bed. And also that Lucy felt that her all hairs whipping or moving around on her face, like in the wind we can feel our hairs are moving here and there like this. Means what is the setup here? The storm was in the picture, but they actually felt that storm in the reality, in that room, that windy day in that room. Suddenly, with the wind came the noises, the swishing of the waves, the slap of water against the ship's side, the overall roar of the air and water. But it was the smell, the wild, briny smell, which really convinced Lucy that it was not dreaming, that she was not dreaming. What was happened next? Suddenly what happened, they also means first they felt that sprinkle of water, then they felt the heavy storm wind. Now what they felt, they heard the noises, the when the strong winds is moving around, we heard some noises. So now this means we can say that strange noises, his strange voice comes their wave, and the slap of water against the ship's side, overall roar of the air and water. Means they can hear now the roar of the water, the sound, the roaring sound of the water and air in the room also. But it was the smell, the wild briny smell. Briny means जो सी की smell होती है, that is salty smell, we can say that. Now they can smell also the salty smell, which really convinced Lucy. Now Lucy was 100% sure that it was not our imagination, it is true. Okay, stop it, came Austin's voice, squeaky with fright and bad temper. It's some silly trick you both are playing with me. Stop it. Oh. Now, Austin, as the introduction we had read that Eustace did not believe in this magical trick. So now uh, he was very frightened and also angry because this was happening with him first time. And now he was saying that stop, don't do these types of silly things. Are you trying to क्या तुम मुझे डराने की कोशिश कर रहे हो? Please stop it. A great cold salty wave had broken right out on the frame and smacked them all the face. They were they were breathless and completely wet. What happened next? When the Eustace was fighting with the two cousins, suddenly a strong wave comes out and struck out with the ship. And then or means we can say that a wave had broken right out the frame, means frame में से बाहर निकल के आई एक वेव और smacked them all in the faces, means पूरी तरह से उनको वेट कर दिया. They were breathless. अब उनको कुछ नहीं समझ में आ रहा था. They didn't get any idea what was happening in that room. I'll smash and rotten things, cried Eustace. Then several things happened at the same time. Eustace rushed towards the picture. Edmund sprang after him, warning him to look out. Lucy grabbed at Eustace from the other side and was dragged forward. What was happened? Now he was very angry. Who? Eustace. Eustace was very angry and he was saying, why you completely this you both completely destroyed my room. All things are wet now. So I have to put the picture down from the wall. So he rushed out to the picture, towards the picture, and Edmund knew very well what will happen next. So he wants to stop the Eustace to doing not put a pull out the picture from the wall. So Edmund sprang him after, means उसके पीछे पीछे भागा और उसको जोर से चिल्ला के बोल रहा था, hey look out, don't do this. Lucy grab means to hold his hand, Eustace's hand from the other side, and was dragged, means उसको पीछे खींच रही थी to forward. By this time either they had grown much smaller or the picture had grown bigger. Eustace jumped to try to pull it off the wall and found himself standing on the frame. In front of him was not glass but real sea, and the winds and waves rushing up to the frame. What happened next? Now, by this time is at the same time when Eustace was trying to pull out that picture from the wall. What happened, it was not clear. Maybe that the frame was bigger, or the children, these three children get the smaller size. Eustace jumps to try to pull off it from the wall. Eustace उसको उतारने की कोशिश कर रहा था और उसने क्या देखा, and found himself that it was a real sea. He can feel that water. He with his palm or something, मतलब उसको सब कुछ वो रियल लग रहा था. In front of him there was a no glass, means on the frame generally are some glasses on the frame, but it was not a glass on the frame, it was real water there, and the wind and waves rushing to the frame. Eustace lost his head at that time and clutched at the other two who had jumped up beside him. There was a second of struggling and shouting. Just as they thought they had got their balance, a blue wave rose up round them and drew them down into the sea. Eustace's despairing cry suddenly ended as the water got into his mouth. What happened next? Now the turning point has comes out. Uh, um, Eustace lost his head. Lost his head means panicked. He was very frightened actually, and clutched the other two who had jumped up beside. Means both Lucy and Edmund grab his hand from the both side, and there was a second of struggling and shouting. These three children were shouting and struggling. uh, but now they lost all these things and they found themselves in the sea water. Eustace sprang cry suddenly, means Eustace did not understand what is happening here, what was happening there. So he cried, bitter criedly there. But the as the sea waves were so high, so water gone into his mouth. Okay. They were now quite near the Narnian ship. It was towering high above them. The water felt a great deal colder than it had looked into the picture. Lucy remained calm. She thanked her stars that she had worked hard at her swimming last summer term, but Eustace clutched her hand in a panic and down they both went. Now what is happening? As now they felt themselves in a sea. It was towering, but Lucy knew swimming very well because she had took the classes, or somewhere took the classes, and now she knew how to swim. And but the both boys, this Eustace and but then Eustace clutched her in a panic and down they both went. Suddenly Eustace maybe did not, or he was very frightened, he did not know how to swim, or he was frightened, I cannot say anything in a particular way. But he clutched her hand और उसको भी उसने नीचे खींच लिया, तो वो दोनों ड्रोन वो डूबने लग गए. When they come up again, जब वो दोनों ऊपर आए, she saw a white figure divine of the ship. Edmund was close beside her now, and he caught his arm and had caught the arm of the howling Eustace. Then someone else who faced a vaguely familiar slipped an arm under her from her other side. There was a lot of shouting going from the ship, and ropes were being thrown. Edmund and the stranger were fastening ropes round her. Means when they got near to the Narnian ship, some ropes were comes down from that ship, and these three children had clutched that ropes. After that seemed like a long time to Lucy. The people on the ship pulled her on board using the rope. She had a bruised knee when she finally stood tripping and shivering on the deck. Means she clutched that rope, and now Lucy was on the deck of the ship. But her position was, she was knelt down, मतलब अपने घुटनों पे थी और पूरी गीली हो चुकी थी. So she was shivering. After her, Edmund was pulled up, then miserable Eustace. Second turn was Edmund. Edmund also comes on the deck of the Narnian ship, and then last one is Eustace. Last of all came the stranger, a golden-headed boy, some year older than herself. See, Caspian. There was a figure having a golden hairs or golden headed boy, and he was Caspian. Gasped Lucy as soon as she heard breath enough. For Caspian it was. Caspian, the boy king of Narnia. Means he was king, boy king of Narnia, their imaginative country, whom they had helped to set on the throne during their last visit. It was yet another story. When you read the whole novel, you will understand that how these both children, Eustace and that Edmund and Lucy, helped that Caspian to get the throne. What is the meaning throne का क्या मतलब होता है? वो बोलते हैं राजगद्दी, throne, in their last visit. Okay, immediately Edmund recognized him too. All three shook hand and clapped one another on the back with great delight. Means उन लोगों ने एक दूसरे को greet किया. They greet each other. But who is your friend? Said Caspian almost at once, turning to the Eustace with his cheerful smile. Who is this stranger, your third friend? Asking about the Eustace, of course. But Eustace was crying and would only yell out. Means he was still yelling out loudly, crying out loudly, though he was now on the deck of the ship safely, but still yelling out. What is the meaning of yelling out, crying loudly? Let me go back. Only repeating one sentence, please mujhe jane do, let me go. I don't like it. Let you go, said Caspian, but where? Now Caspian is asking, let you go, kahan jane de tumhe? Ostrich rushed to the ship's side. Ostrich was thinking कि जैसे मैं अभी पिक्चर के अंदर आया था वैसे ही मैं अगर शिप के फ्रंट में जाऊंगा तो मैं वापस अपने रूम में पहुंच जाऊंगा. As if he expected to see the picture frame hanging above the sea. He was expecting that picture may be hanging above the sea and he can touch that front part of the ship and now can move into his room again. And perhaps a glimpse of Lucy's bedroom. What he saw was blue waves and paler blue sky. But it was hopeless for him that there was no frame and neither any frame nor any room. It was only blue waves, blue sky there, both stretching without a break to the horizon. What is the meaning of horizon? क्या होता है horizon का meaning? The line far away where the sea seems to meet the sky. The line which seems to us, there we can think that sea and sky meets together. Perhaps we can hardly blame him. हम उस पर blame भी नहीं कर सकते हैं because it was a new thing for him or any stranger felt these types of magical thing first time. He or she also can behave like Ostrich. He was promptly sick. He vomited immediately. Promptly sick means when he felt all these things. और हम ऐसे सी में मतलब शिप में पहली बार जाते हैं और बस और किसी भी व्हीकल में पहली बार जाते हैं तो थोड़ा सा हमें हेजिटेटिंग लगता ही है. सो उसको ऐसा फील हो रहा था कि उसको अब उल्टी आएगी या फिर वॉमिटिंग होगी. As I told you, it was an extract from the Voyage of the Dawn Trader written by C.S. Lewis. अगर if you want to read what happened next with the Prince Caspian and how they comes back again to their room, Lucy and Edmund, what adventure they felt at that time. So you have to read that novel full. Okay, I hope you understand that chapter, students. Okay, Sybil Staple Lewis, C.S. Lewis, what is the full forms? Clive Staple Lewis was a British writer famous for his fantasy series, The Chronicle of Narnia. The Chronicle of Narnia. He was also a professor of both Oxford and Cambridge University in England. Lewis also wrote for adults more than 30 and published more than 30 books about literature, religion and science fiction. Okay, the Chronicles of Narnia narrates the story of children who accidentally discover the magical land of Narnia, where they have many thrilling adventures. The series has 7 books. Okay, the series has 7 books and has even been made into films. Okay, there are so many movies are also there with relating these adventures, that Narnian adventure. The Chronicle of Narnian is the name of that book, written by Clive Staple Lewis. Okay, I hope students you understand that story very well, and question answers I'll send in the next PDF. I hope. And remember one thing, you have to learn all the hard words and the hard words, as well as you have to learn that writer's introduction also. Goodbye, take care, all the best.